Hello, hello, Stampers! We are here for another Make It Monday, but on a Tuesday. So welcome. Um, I am excited to share with you some spooky fun treats. I'm just showcasing here some of the Halloween fun I shared last week. I was hoping to have the scrapbook kit done. Fortunately, it did not happen, but Holiday Stamp Camp is all ready to go. So I'm pretty excited about that. And that's coming this weekend. So for those of you who are participating in the Holiday Stamp Camp with Brenda Nelson and me, yay! If you're not participating and you're wondering, hey, what is that? Message me or leave a comment and I'll invite you to the general store where we just keep all the information about the upcoming events and when registration opens for the next one. Hey Cam, welcome. So by all means, let me know and I'll invite you over there. Hey Deborah. So this week I'm hoping to feature Halloween projects. I have in my mind some Halloween treats that I want to try and create with a few of my favorite things that I think will work well. And I thought, why not share with you guys kind of all the supplies that I'm working with that I kind of think will be good for Halloween projects. So in case you want to make some spooky treats for your neighborhood or maybe some grandkids or maybe coworkers, hopefully I can inspire some of those ideas that you might be looking for. So, before we start though, let me just remind you guys that the starter kit is still on sale for the month of October. So you choose $205 worth of product, but pay only $135, no shipping, no GST, because it's all part of the supply cost. So it's a great time to join Stampin' Up! Just in time for the holidays coming up and the release of the new mini catalog that comes out here right away. Plus, we would just love more stamping friends on our team to stamp with. Um, what else is happening? There's a lot of items that are discontinued, pardon me, that are no longer available, but they are still on the website, meaning if you see the photo of a product still on the website, that means they're getting stock back in. So for instance, the Halloween kit, the Halloween house that we made a couple of weeks ago, the kit is sold out, but it's still on the website. So we're hoping, I'm checking every day to see that it comes in. That being said, the expressions of kindness is still out of stock, so hopefully some of that stuff will come in right away. Another fun item is those little peppermint discs. I don't know if you saw them for Christmas, but they too are still unorderable. They came back for basically a couple hours and then they were gone. Anyways, that I think is all the updates I have for now. There seems to be all kinds of things happening. But I do want to share one learning. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to really tell, but I don't actually even have a good sample here to show you what good is, but I was playing with some of the cardstock. So I don't know if you know, but you can order Close to My Heart paper. Stampin' Up! Purchased a bunch of that supply and has it available for people to purchase. And it comes in 2 packs. One of them is a Winter Willow, I think it's called, and the other one is a Daisy White. So that's what these are, but I wanted to show you. I originally stamped this particular tree in basic black, pardon me, Memento ink. Oh, hey Joy, good evening to you too. And then I colored it with blends, but look what it did. I don't know if you can see that black ink bled. And I was like, oh, why is it doing it? Is it because of my color lifter pen? So I tried it again, but just using Garden Green ink, but it did the same thing. It bled. And then I was like, why is this happening? And it's because it is that scrapbook paper. So I bring that to your attention because when I redid it in the 8.5 by 11 basic white cardstock, it did not do that. So I just want to warn you, that paper is not for using blender pens or stamping on, really. It's truly for scrapbooking and having it as layouts or mats in behind. So stick to your 12 by 12 basic white or your 8.5 by 11 basic white paper for stamping and using blending pens. So there's a lesson I learned this week that I get to share and pass along to you. Okay, now let's go on and take a look at some of our items that we might have for Halloween to make our little Halloween treats that I'm excited to test and try and hope that they work out. So this is what we made last week, was just using the wood blocks. Remember, I don't have a really good picture posted of this yet, but I'll see what I can do. And then of course, some distressing. And last week I also showed you guys the Halloween memories. So again, I hope to have those scrapbook pages done here soon and share them with you at one of the next Make It Mondays. But I want to use this today on a treat that I have in mind. I love the words. It's great for scrapbooking, but you can also cut them. You can make them fit on cards, more so horizontally, but I think they'll fit either way. They're just fun. Then I wanted to remind you guys that you have Choose Happy, especially those of you guys who did the spring stamp camp with Brenda and me. Pardon me, it was the summer stamp camp. This was our stamp set of choice. And in here, we've got little jack-o'-lantern face to go in your pumpkin, which I think is super cute. And then, of course, we have the Boo stamp, which might be appropriate somewhere. And whatever else you want to incorporate. So don't forget about this stamp set. Then we have Throughout the Year, and this one has Trick or Treat in it. And I used that one last week to make this one where I incorporated both the Choose Happy and the Throughout the Year. So don't forget to combine stamp sets to get super cute Halloween images, I guess. I'm sure there's more stamp sets, and there probably is, you know, from times in the past. So definitely go look through your stash to see what stamp sets you have. That is that. And then, of course, I pulled out my Humble Home Punch, which too is unorderable. But if you were part of my bingo last weekend and ordered it as the bundle, you have it in your possession. So yay you. But I thought that this would make a really cute haunted house, especially if punched out in black and then ran through some paper and maybe distressed. So we might play with that here in a little bit. And then we have some embossing folders. So don't forget to pull out your time-worn type. This is like very much distressed. Don't know if you can see that very well. But it's a very much words and just distress. I think that that's a good one for Halloween. And then you have your exposed brick. So this is a good one too. And this is what I'm thinking of running through that little punch, the little house, to make a haunted house. Then we have our dies. I mean, I'm sure you guys have some dies from old Halloween, but I just wanted to point this out because from day one when I got this die set, does anyone know what this is from? Hey Sue, welcome. Because right away when I got this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a monster face. That is the first thing that I saw, and you can even use these as little monster eyeballs. Now, I never purchased the Halloween cauldron stamp set with the matching dies because I think that would be cute. It too is unorderable. Well, the dies are anyway. Hey, Gloria, welcome. Kim, you're right. It is the hamburger stamp set, the Bistro Burger dies. So anyways, just remember to take a look at some of your other things because you might be surprised what you'll find out of it. Like, I don't know why this just creeps me out that this is like a monster set. So I might have to play next week to try and come up with something. We'll see. I hate fussy cut. Like, I hate all the fussy, the little things. So I don't know if that'll work. But if you guys are creative and you have it, please give it a try. And then, of course, we have the Alphabet a la Mode dies. Those are such a fun alphabet, so don't forget we have these, you know, to make big boos or other things. So I'm thinking I'll probably incorporate these somehow. Tonight, I want to try playing around with our pocket dies to make a Halloween treat. And then these deckled rectangle dies I thought were good too, just because they're kind of spooky. It gives a frame. These are fun to play with as well. So we'll give it a try and see what comes out of it. Okay. So first of all, what I want to play with is a piece of black paper. Now I thought I pre-cut a whole whack of them because I made little treats. Oh yeah, and I told everyone that I would share how I made this treat. So we do have to use that haunted house because all the bingo guests got this cute little treat as part of the Humble Home bingo, which is so cute, made with tag dye. So I thought I would make that quickly too and show you guys just a fun treat with that. But this is where we'll test out that haunted house. Okay, so let's find some black paper. And it's the two-tone I'm searching for. Now I think I showed you guys last week all the two-tone paper, but actually maybe I didn't because this isn't even open. Okay, well let's quickly open it up. So the Halloween Memories one is got a mixture combined with a bunch of colors. I love that they do these assorted packs that are themed to some of the product because you don't get a whole lot of one color. I think it's only 2 sheets of each of the 6 colors. Yep, 2 sheets. So on this one, you get orange, pumpkin pie, some basic black. This is what I'm looking for. You get some garden green, gorgeous grape, and pool party. So that way you just have a good sampler that goes with the matching designer series paper. But if you want the full package, you can get the full package. Now, I think I've mentioned before, Stampin' Up! Has said that their intent is to come out with all the color families in this paper, which is exciting because it's not as thick as cardstock, but it's not as thin as designer series paper either. And it's fun to play with because it's got the two-tone. It's dark on one side, light on the other. It's actually gray, basic gray on the other side. How exciting is that? But then you can tear it and it's white to the core, right? I just love that. So that torn look. Okay, so now we have the house, but we want to run that through the cut and emboss machine. So we're going to put our plate in. And we are going to get our embossing plate, and I want to take this house and I'm putting it in the exposed brick. So don't forget when you're embossing, if you want the raised image to be on the top of your project, you just want to make sure whatever the front is, that it's facing the Stampin' Up! Logo. Okay, so that's how you're going to know that it's going to emboss the way you want. And then if I'm wrong, you'll just have to turn it around and do it again. But all the ones I've been doing lately, they've been following that pattern. So for instance, I don't know if you can see that, but that plain house has now kind of turned a little bumpy. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So now that we have that little house, I'm just going to take one of my sanding blocks. Now, if you're part of Stamp Camp this weekend, I'm giving you a spoiler because this is one of the techniques I'm teaching. But just look how that pops up. And now all of a sudden, all that distress is white and it pops and it's kind of spooky, isn't it? I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, but we need the tag die from the Merriest Trees collection. That's this cute tag die. Is this not the most cutest thing? Oh, actually, this isn't the die I'm using. Okay, let's take a look and compare dies. This one is from the Merriest Trees bundle. This is from the die set that we're using, or that I'm featuring for the first Christmas card class here next week. I haven't got the advertisements out, but it's next Saturday is in person. I'm hoping next Friday is virtual. I just have to see how that's going to work. So it's not this coming weekend, it's the weekend after, the 26th. And the dies are actually part of the paper pumpkin dies. So those particular dies are part of, just trying to find the name, and of course I don't have them right here. It is Something Merry. They just came out. They literally just came out. Oh. I'm going to have to use this tag today, which is fine. But the other tag I'll show you is this one. So it's the one that comes in the Paper Pumpkin die collection that coordinates with the next 3 months of Paper Pumpkins. So if you're a subscriber, you're able to purchase these online. If you're not a subscriber, you should be, because the next couple of projects are super cute, especially the stocking one next week. But this die is just so cute, and it also comes with the word Merry and then a fern leaf. So it's a 3-piece die set. So it's just another great tag die that you can use for projects. But this die works just the same too, so let's put it to use. We want I want a piece of thick cardstock just to have as my backing. So I'm just looking for some actual cardstock, not that two-tone paper. Because remember I was saying that two-tone paper is kind of like in between cardstock and designer series paper. So I'm trimming this to 2.5 by 3.5. Can you just wait? Something tells me that's not wide enough. Oh no, it's wide enough. 3.5 by, we'll do by 3.5. That should work. Okay, so I'm going to do a black one for the backing. And then I'm going to try and decide what kind of pattern paper I want on the front. So you know what? Let's get all fun and funky with potions, because why not? This is the potion spells from the Halloween spells paper pack. And again, I'm just going to trim this down to 3.5. Even though I have that little cutout, whoops, did I not cut that? Is it going to get in the way? I think it's wide enough. I should be able to cut that. Yep, it should work. So let's test it out. So we got our cutting machine, we have our die plate, but now I need to put on the thin layer number 2, which is trash. I really need to get a new one. A cutting plate, of which I really need a new set of cutting plates. I've got a big wish list happening here. I'm secretly hoping that my husband might pick up some of those items for Christmas. Speaking of, if anyone has a wish list, I am happy to take orders and connect with your spouses or children to try and get that wish list filled for Christmas, and I'll even offer a wrapping service for free. So consider that as you're making your Christmas wish list. Okay, so here I've punched out the tag in the potions. Now I'm going to do the same with the designer series, or pardon me, with the cardstock paper. I'm just going to do it over here now that you've seen it once. It's just the same thing duplicated. Okay, I feel like we need some spooky music happening. Okay, so here we go. So here is our fun little tag, but we wanted to turn this into something a little bit more. So remember we had this spooky house. Well, I think we need to pop it up with a little bit more. So on the other side of this paper, look at its orange polka dots. Is that not fun? But let's pull out a circle punch. And let's punch out a 2-inch circle. Also, I don't know, has anyone ever had one of these little inserts break? Like it literally broke all together, that I do not have a little piece in there. So I'm just hoping maybe a punch I don't really like will kind of like break so I can use it for there. But look how it makes that house pop, just by layering an orange circle in behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and just use some snail, or pardon me, seal. I'm like, where did snail come from? But you know what? We just had Creative Carnival. And as part of that, I brought my apron. And my apron actually had an old snail in it. I was like, ooh, this is almost needs to be treasured because it's kind of almost an antique at this point. See, look how cute that is. Now, what am I looking for? I need some sort of cute little saying. This is where that little boo might come in. But I'm like, what did I just do with my spooky things? And you know what? Trick or treat could be added, but I feel like that's too big. And these are too big, so this is where I'd be. Oh, you know what? Remember I pulled out those other dies? I think I got it. This is what we're gonna do. So there's 3 sheets of dies as part of this collection, just so that you guys know. Or pardon me, 2 sheets. Well, there's actually 3 because I have some of the other alphabets that I don't incorporate. But I want to test to see if Boo. Oh yes, look how beautiful that's going to look. 2 of them. They'll hang over a little bit, but I think by the time I cut it, I think it'll be cute. So that's what we're going to do. Instead of something small, we're going to do something big. And this is where I want to promote the adhesive sheets. So the adhesive sheets are a must-have when you've got intricate pieces, especially that you're die cutting. And you know what? I want to do those in purple. And as part of that paper, the 2-tone paper, there was Gorgeous Grape, remember? So I'm grabbing a sheet of that, which is right here. And we are going to trim this down. I want to trim it, I'm going to just trim it to 3 inches because 3 inches is a good number to get me the width I need, but then it's a good cut for me to be able to reuse that paper on other things. And in fact, I think I'm probably going to be able, yeah, I could get Boo all on that, and so I'm going to trim that just to 2 inches. I think 2 inches is enough. Oh yeah, more than enough. Okay. So then, now that I have that piece cut, we're going to go ahead and trim some of the 2-tone paper. So the sheets come as 6 inches wide and 12 inches long, so you do get a fair bit, and I believe there's 12 sheets in a package. Now don't quote me on that because I don't actually have the original packaging here with me. But I'm going to cut it to the same width, and in fact, I'm just going to go just a little bit under, 1/8 under, so that it's 1 7/8, and by just under 3, so it'll be 2 7/8. Because I don't want it to go right up to the very edge. I kind of do, but it's kind of too hard because sometimes I don't go even. Now I have to decide if I want the dark color to be the front or the light color to be the front. I do want the dark, so we're going to put the adhesive directly on the other side. Look at this, my camera is like set up where you get like the whole view today. This is so interesting. Okay. And let's also hope that I don't get disconnected again, you guys. I have no idea why the network just pulls me off. My husband has no idea either. I even asked him, I pleaded, I said, can you please stay off your phone until after my video just in case? See, with these ones, they have little sections throughout it that you can help peel and stick. Look how cute that is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this out with the cut and emboss machine. This is the best way because now we're just making our own stickers, right? Sticker letters. It's a must. Okay, so I'm cranking that through the cut and emboss machine. I'll show you the final product here. Hoping nothing kind of sticks. One of them did, but that's okay. So here's my bee. And then we have an O and another O. Oh, look at that. It nicely cut. Having that extra layer just kind of keeps them together. I am going to go ahead and mount this like so. And we're going to put these back on the magnet sheet before I lose them. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, because there's 3 letters, I'm going to start with the middle letter and put that right smack center in the house. Because like I said, some of them are going to have to hang off the edge. Okay, so we're getting that sticker off, but now it's all stickery. And I'm sticking it down like so. So now I can go ahead and pick off the other ones. Okay, now I'm trying to think what, like black ribbon. We have black twine, but is there any other kind of fun thing? Okay, so now when you cut out your boo, don't forget, save this. Do not discard it, because you can save all the little pieces and you can use the negative of this to make a project as well, or make a fun card or something else. So don't forget, these pieces are all still good. You just got to find a different way to incorporate them. In fact, maybe we can do a coordinating scrapbook page or something like that. So I'm just going to set that aside and see what I can do with that later. Okay, just wait. This is all kind of crooked. So we got that, and then boo. Okay, and then the other piece is I have the back, so I'm using the basic black tag that I cut out to be the back of my treat, my little treat. See, look, now that that was all cut out, that's pretty good, hey? I just love that. That's so cute. So now we're going to use this tag as the back, but I want to put a little treat in here. So how are we going to do that? Well, let me show you how. There's 2 different ways. One way is, let me pull out some more black cardstock, which I need to order. I hope that's not out. Okay, we're going to use this, and I just need to see, yeah. So we're going to cut this to 2 inches by 4 inches. Okay, and then center would be 2, but I want to score at a 1/2 inch on either side. 1/2 inch? I think it's actually only 1/4 inch. Just a sec. Okay. So, yeah, sorry, a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to go to a 1/4 inch to the right so that I get 1 3/4. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 of an inch after the 2, so it's 2 1/4. And now I have like a little tiny book. Is this not the cutest? Okay, but what I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on both sides. And this is going to hold into place my tag. So one of them is going to be the front of my tag, or the front of my treat box. And then the other side is going to be the back of my treat box. Okay, like so. And now that's going to close up like this. But, so what I did with that other treat that I shared with you, I just tucked a couple of chocolates in there, like so. And then we tied it up with some fun black ribbon. I don't even know what I did with the ribbon. This is old stuff. This is old, that old black sheer, but you have to use what you got, right? Because I don't think there's any fancy ribbon. And so I'm going to go ahead, string that through. And I think that's like a good, we'll say that that's a good little twine or thing. And then I'll tie that up. But before I do, I want to show you how you can go ahead and make this so that these little treats don't fall out, so you can make a whole bunch of them. And this is where you're going to lean into some pattern paper. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of this pattern paper right here. And I'm going to cut I'm going to leave this at 3 inches, but I'm going to trim it down. I'm going to trim it down. Yeah, 2 inches. I need 2 pieces of 2 inches by 3. And I'm going to score at 1.5 inch. 1 inch at the halfway mark. So oh shoot, it's not the halfway mark. Oh, just ignore me. So I cut this to 2. The halfway mark is what I want, or pardon me, 1 is what I want, but I need to go in 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch. So basically 3/4 inch is where I'm scoring. And then 1/4 inch is where I'm scoring. Okay, I'll do that with the other one here so you can see. But basically, it's going to end up looking like this. Okay, and in fact, I cut that to 3. 3 inches is almost how long my tag is. I'm actually going to trim this down to 2 1/4. So I only want this to be 2 1/4 by 2. Okay, so we're going to trim that down to 2 1/4. And so I'm scoring that at 3/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So now we're going to come in with our little bag. And now I want to go ahead and put some adhesive. You can use tear and tape. I'm okay, comfortable, knowing that this is something that's just going to get discarded. I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully whoever gets this treasures it and keeps it as a treat forever. But I'm going to go ahead and mount this in line with that other black piece that's been mounted. And then, actually, I'm going to do both sides first so that I can go ahead and mount them at the same time. So what I'm doing now is I'm just making sides for my treat. So I used a tag, but oops, I probably should look at it from the side so I know what exactly it is I'm doing. Here we go. And then now I'm going to fold that in and fold that over just like so. And now I have little sides so my treat won't come out. And now I can put both my chocolates in. I probably could have made that less. I probably could have made that 2 by 2 actually. If I make some more of them, I'll do that 2 by 2. And there's 2 chocolates in there now. They won't slide out. So all it is you're just using some scrap DSP to make some little sides in there to hold it in play. Now you probably don't even need that extra little box that I made. In fact, I know you don't need that. But I wanted to show you the box because that's how I made the other treats for a quick and easy way. Okay, I guess I'm tying this in a knot. I was hoping to tie that in a crafter's knot. Oh, actually we still are. Because like what if you want to keep this? So the crafter's knot is you fold your ribbon in half, and I'm just poking the center of it, and I'm pulling through from the front to the back through the center, and then I take the little tails and I pull them right through. And that's your crafter's knot for anyone who kind of remembers that in brownies or got taught that in school. But there is your little boo box. Cute, huh? Okay. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. So is that a treat? Like, would someone use tags to make a bunch of little treats? I think that's so cute. If you're all for the tag treat, do hashtag tag treat because you might just get one. Okay, so that is one little treat. So remember that cute little insert that we put inside the box? As I was making them, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is something else. So let's see what we can make as a treat out of this. I'm going to add my little treat first. Probably should add it at the end. Yeah, okay, I'm going to add it at the end. But I want to go back and pull out some more of this paper, some potions and spells. Look how stinking cute that is. I'm yelling now and I apologize. So remember, this is 2 inches by 1 3/4 inch. So we are going to trim this to, which side was the 1 3/4? We're going to trim this to 2 inches, except I kind of want some of this orange because I need some color. And then by 2 inches this way, and then we want this to be 1 3/4 inch. So we're going to cut off some of this. And then 1 3/4 here, except I feel like I need to cut off more on this side. There we go. You're just playing to get the part of the paper that you want. And like, look how stinking cute that is. I think I still overcut it. I did, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off another 1/4 inch. Apparently that was just a little bit too much, so I'm going to go ahead. I just think how stinking cute. We're going to make our own little potion book, because why not? Like, look at that. It's your own little spells, your own little potion book. So, I don't know why I'm obsessed with this today, but I am. So we're going to cut some more, because I need the back end, and then we need something for the spine. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this to 1 3/4. And then I think I said by 2. And let's see if that fits the back. It does, but you trim off another 1/4, so apparently it's 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. Okay. Okay, and let's get, I feel like I need to bring this down so you're not looking at my garbage. And you get a little closer look of what it is that we're doing. Okay. And then we've got the spells on, oh, look at that. I ended up cutting this too short. See, I guess I should have had it open all the way. So 2 inches long, and I cut it before to 1 3/4, but I don't think that's right. Oh, it is right. It is right. It just looks short. I might have to trim off just a little bit because it could be how I cut the black piece. So let's mount that. And again, I'm just mounting that up to the score line here. And there is some excess showing, so I'm just going to take my scissors and trim it. Okay. Look how stinking cute that is. And you know what? Now we got the spine. I feel like I need to add some orange to it. And that's about 1/2 inch by 2 inches. So let's just cut that off here. So 2 inches by 1/2 inch. This is going to be so cute. Or at least that's what I'm projecting. And I want to make sure that that's it. Yay! That fits. Okay. And just like that, and now I'm going to pull out my glue dots, or you guys are seeing my arm here as I'm trying to find all the goodies. I'm going to just take my glue dot. I don't need a whole lot of adhesive because I still want it easy to pull out. I'm just going to fold in. Oh, you know what? Let's fold in. These are little minis. I know people were asking me the other day where I got them, and I apologize, you guys. This is a Target find. I have not found these, but you know who might have them that actually surprises me lots? Is London Drugs. So I would go there, look for some little mini chocolate bars because they usually have some good stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to stick a glue dot right in the center here. And I have one on the center here, but I'm just going to layer these because now that I folded in those sides, they fit nicely in my little spells book. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, so I should also mention to you guys, I want to open this up now. So our Stampin' team, the Twist and Dabs, we're organizing a trunk or treat event where we make Halloween treats for everyone who's attending our trunk or treat event. What it is we're going to meet in the parking lot at Millwoods. It's on Sunday, I think it's the 27th of October, and we're going to trunk or treat. We're going to go to everyone's trunk and steal some cute little treats to have, you know, so that we have our own trick-or-treating. I think that'll be fun. Anyways, so there's a lot of people out of town or who can't make it, so I would like to open it up to all the heart stampers, anyone who wants to participate. And so we're going to close the final numbers here on October 17th so that you know how many treats to make. But it would be fun to have you join us. It's on a Sunday afternoon. I believe it's 2 o'clock. Okay, so now this is like the perfect size, except this is too thick. So I want to make that just a little bit smaller to have as our book bind to keep it closed. I think I'm going to trim that right in half altogether. So we're going to make that only a ½ inch. So let me know whether or not you think a trunk or treat is going to be a fun idea. I think it is. And I'm not going to lie, I'm stealing the idea from Riley because their town does one. They have ever since, you know, we were all in lockdown. But it gets all kinds of the community out together and meeting, and I just think it's a whole lot of fun. And so let's do it ourselves because we love making crafts. And you know what? Halloween might be a fun thing to do. The idea was with the team to try and use as much current product as possible, but understanding there's not a whole lot of selection, so don't read too much into that. If you're not a team member, like, feel free to use your old Stampin' Up! Stuff. Okay, but now what are we going to do? You know what? I do know. Now we're going to use throughout the year, and look at that. Trick or treat is not in here. I used it and I did not put it back. It's not even amongst a bunch of... This is now interesting because I have no idea where that is. All my blocks are clean, or so I thought. Okay, I guess we're not using treats from Trick or Treat. You know what? We're just going to cut from one of these and let's put potions. But I'm going to use green because green is not highlighted on here. So here we go. Here's another use of this paper that you might not have normally thought of. In the absence of words, such as trick or treat, we're going to use the book. We're just going to like that there. Put a little things here. Now, see, look, this isn't going to fit perfectly. So you might have to wrap it around, but I'm just going to trim it. But anyways, is that not stinking cute? I think that's stinking cute. The little potions book and inside. So there's another fun treat. So that's 2 of the ideas I wanted to show you. Is anyone planning on making trick-or-treats? Or let's see, what kind of candy do you want to make treats with? Or do you like making treats for others? What candy do you like? Okay, so next, we're going to enlarge that little potion book. So did you guys see the little books that are inside the holiday catalog? It's a little book box. It is so cute. So what you're going to do when you get them, it's actually, I think you can make 10 boxes with this. And you're going to, it's all pre-scored, so you're just going to make sure that you bend along the score line all the way around. That's just going to help when you do your assembly to make it easier to assemble. This is the easiest box ever to assemble. So the first one we're going to do, this is the base of the box. And just so you know, there's actually adhesive already on here, double-sided sticky strip, so no additional adhesive is required, which is super fun. So I am just closing it in like this. You tuck the sides in, you flip that adhesive side over, and you just squish. And just like that, bend in the tabs, lift up the side, bend in the adhesive, and look at that, your card base is done. Oh, just so cute. So you know what? We've got this in front of us, so why not continue to try and use it? I am going to trim this down to 3 inches. Actually, let me trim some of this sparkly side off first. And we're going to trim this to 3 inches. And then, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of punches out, so I'm just going to clean this up a bit. Did I make that too wide? I did make it too wide. It's about 1/2 inch too wide. So we're just going to trim that down. And then we're going to make this 3.5 inches wide. Pardon me, long. So it's 3.5 inches long by 2.5 inches wide. And we are going to set that in the inside of this little treat box. Has anyone ordered these treat boxes? Have you played with them? Just curious. If you're catching the replay, make sure you let us know as well. There comes a certain point where I don't actually see the comments anymore, which leads me to believe I'm like, oh my gosh, is anyone still with me? I hope so. Okay, oops, this is just a little bit too long. Yep, just a little bit too long. So I just need to trim off just like 1/8 of an inch. Not much. Not much at all. So let me just do that. Okay, let's see if that goes back in. Oh yes, that goes in nicely. See, look how cute that is. Okay, but now we want to do the front of our box. So I want to try something fun with you. I just absolutely love this technique, and so any chance at Halloween I want to play with it, whether it be on paper or on vellum. What we're going to do is we're going to pull out the blending brushes and some ink. So for this particular coloring, I am pulling out my Real Red. Sorry, not Real Red. What am I talking about? Gorgeous Grape. I want some Gorgeous Grape. I want some Granny Apple Green. And I want some Pumpkin Pie. Because you know what? We are all ready. And you know what? Let's throw in some Pool Party as well. Why not? It's part of the color combo, which is interesting. Or maybe we should just do black. Do you guys vote for Pool Party or black? Do you think we should make this a little bit dark? I'm going to let you decide with that. We can do some Memento Black, or we can do some Pool Party. You're just paying close attention. Okay, I know. You guys are focusing. You're focusing. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my blending brushes. Not that I've sorted by color at all, but we'll add some in. So I'm going to add some Gorgeous Grape. So what I'm doing is I'm actually going to color this whole book. I'm not going to worry about the spine because I actually want to put paper on the spine. And I want to put paper on these tabs, but the front and the back of the book I want to color. And so I'm starting with my Gorgeous Grape. I'm just tapping off on a piece of paper, and then I'm just randomly in circles. Actually, I'm going to do the whole, I changed my mind. I'm going to actually color this whole tab in in the Gorgeous Grape. I had a lot of ink on that. And so I didn't realize how much ink was pre on there. So I'm just going to go in and try and continue to blend in the little circles that I made. I'm also going to grab my Granny Apple Green. Just trying to remember where in the heck I put it. Okay. We're just going to circle it on the paper, but then I'm going to go in here and I'm circling some of the green randomly. Now I shouldn't forget about over here, because remember I said I wanted to do the front and back. I need to like do that. Now I want to keep all my blending brushes close by, because I'm going to continue to blend, blend, blend. Okay, I see a vote for black, 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 black. Black it is, you guys. Okay, so we got some orange. And I'm just kind of trying to go in some of these other spots. And we know mixing colors tends to change some colors, and that's okay. Right? That's okay. We're going to move this one out of the way, and we're going to open the black. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. I have a lot of ink on the black. That's okay. Okay. I think I need a little bit more black. And in fact, I think I still want to put paper over there. We'll put black paper there. That's what we'll put there. Okay, so my black is kind of in there. I'm just blending it around. So again, keep brushing off just to get any big excess off that you might have. I'm trying to blend this so that all these ugly splashes that are there kind of get blended in so it looks a little more smoother. It still will as I blend with my other brushes. But now I'm going to go back in with the orange just to kind of give it some softness where I have the orange. It might make it a little bit darker if I still have ink on here, and that's okay. Because the idea is I'm just going around and around and around. So I'm going back in with my green, going around and around and around. So these are called blending brushes. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just blending the color. If you might find that you need some. I do want this dark. That's kind of the idea of what I'm going for. And I want to make sure that every white area is, you know, picked up and not really white anymore. So I'm just blending where I think it needs to be blended with that color. In. I think I'm going to go back in with my purple. I try to get more control with kind of the front tip of my blender brush. But I'm just going in because I really see some areas that it just needs to be blended. And it's just about going in that circular motion over and over and over again. And so now once I'm satisfied with those colors, I'm going to go back over with my black to do the same thing, because I do want it to stand out a little bit, be a little more black. But trying to be careful not to overdo it. But I do want it to be dark. Okay, I think we're getting there. What do you guys think? Kind of looks like a blotchy mess, doesn't it? You're like, what are you doing, Trisha? Okay, let me show you what I'm doing. You just want to finish going in because I still see some blending that needs to get touched up. Again, I want to eliminate some of the white or lighter spots because I do want this to be dark. Really getting in the corners. And you know what? Let's really make the latch purple. Why not? So the outside of this box, the plastic isn't matte. So on the inside, it's like food safe quality, so it's kind of glossy. But on this side, it is very, what am I trying to say? It's very matte, I guess. It's stampable. It'll take color nicely. Because it's not like, doesn't absorb that fast into this paper, it does take a few seconds to kind of absorb and dry. But while it's doing that, we're also going to try something else that's super fun, and we're going to use an aqua painter. So I'm just pulling out my aqua painter right here. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to push it to get the water coming. I don't know if you can see that, but the water is flowing on my block. And then I'm just going to tap, 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 tap with my water, and then pick up that excess water off the block and spritz it by tapping on top of my book. And so what this is doing is putting water splashes all over the book. I'm putting it on the front, the back, and I'm even putting it on the little latch because this effect looks so cool, like very cool. It does need a few minutes to dry though, so we're just going to set that aside as we finish the other block, okay? So I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't, but there are water droplets everywhere on there. So we're just going to put that forward to dry. I'm going to take this down like so. We're going to bring back our treats. So I've got some Halloween treats. We've got some scary friends. I haven't actually seen a whole lot of Halloween out though. I don't know about you guys. I mean, it's starting to come, but it's not as early as it once used to be. And so we're going to go ahead and load up this lovely little treat with some of our Kit Kat friends. They're spooky Draculas. Because who wouldn't love a whole big treat like this? Of course, everyone would. These Kit Kats are the best. Okay, so while they're doing that, we're also going to just get some paper cut ready. So again, we're going to use that two-tone. And I need to bring back in my scraps, my tools. Okay. And we're just going to trim this. We need it to be, tell you, my ruler's been my best friend the last couple of days, and I don't usually use a ruler. 1 inch by 4 inches. So we're going to trim that to 1 inch by 4 inch. Might as well trim off this scrap where I punched out the house. We've got 1 inch. Okay. We've got 1 inch by 4 inches. Like so. And you know what we could do? We could spooky this up. Let's run this through the embossing folder just like we did the house. Because we can. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to use the Time Worn Type 3D. It's the same sort of thing. I'm paying attention to which direction the writing goes. The writing goes vertically, so I'm putting my spine up and down just so that it kind of goes with the flow. So I'm going to just put that on the cut and emboss machine. We're going to use the cutting plate. And we are going to have a 3D embossed image really quick. I just got to get my Halloween treats out of the way. Okay. Oh shoot, I didn't pay attention to the direction. Remember how I told you, you got to make sure, and I need it the other way. It's a must, it's a need. So we got to do it again. So 4 inches by 1 inch. And I'm putting it so that the front, which is the dark black, is facing the logo. Okay. Here we go. And so let's pull out our sanding block again. And we're just going to give it a light rub. Oh yeah, that looks good. I just love that worn look. I'm obsessed. But for those of you who weren't stamping with me 20 years ago when I started, you will know I actually always was a distress stamper. I loved making things look old, and in fact, my first email was Shabby Stamper, and in fact, that was my handle on the internet. Okay, so now that it's basically dried, I don't know if you can see, but look at all those white splatter spots. So what the water did is it just pushed the ink away. It's almost like it absorbed it. So it's just super spooky, and in fact, we can make it even more spooky. Let's do that with a black marker. Look at the black spine. And I'm going to just grab my black Stampin' Write marker, and we're going to use the flicker side of it, the brush end, and we're just going to flick, because we can. This isn't actually, the new brush tips aren't as thick. They're much finer, so I get a finer splatter. I'll put it up to show you here, but it is still splattering in black, just not the way we're used to. So I don't know if you can see that, but there is black splatter everywhere. Is that not fun? Okay. So now though, to close it up, this becomes the front. This becomes my little tab. There is adhesive on the inside as well. And so what you're going to do is just lift this like so. It even has like little directionals kind of showing you where to line up the box piece. And so you're going to go ahead and line this up. What I like to do is I try to close it so it sits on the spine, and then I can look over to try and estimate that it's in the center. So it has the same distance on either side, and then I set it down like so. Now, you might not want to put all these things in yet because you might want to like give it a good push. Just to make sure that it's, you know, nice and sealed and isn't going to fall out. But like I said, it's not going to last too long, I don't think, unless it takes you a long time to eat these treats. Okay, just like that. Close it up. Now, you may want to invest, if you do have these, you may want to invest in some magnets to help this have a magnet close. Or, and in fact, I will add a Velcro. So dear Joy, if you're still watching, and Sue, you guys are going to be making one. Oh no, the super stampers are going to be making one of these. I do want to use this because I still need to take pictures. I was going to seal it because I was going to give this away, but I need to take pictures, so I can't have it so that it's not sealable. And what I do is I just use Velcro, but I make sure that I take the Velcro piece and I'm going to mount it directly centered on where it needs to be, like so. And then I'm going to mount it as close to the end of the opening as possible, making sure that that other Velcro piece is lined up. And voila. I mean, you might want to cover this with designer series paper if that bugs you. But we're going to go ahead and close that like so. And now you have a spells or a potion book. Is that not super cute? I think this is where the stamp set is going to come in, where we can use the trick or treat or spooky fun. So let's do that with some black on gray paper. Remember how I keep saying I keep using the wrong side? Well, let's use some of that. I'm going to trim down a piece to 1 inch and we're going to turn it over. And let's pull off the trick or treat. I'm just going to find, hopefully I have a long, we've got our long block here, Trick or Treat. I'm actually going to try and put it near the top just so I have more control over it. And we're going to twist, twist, dab, dab, twist, twist, dab, dab, twist, twist, dab, dab. And for those of you who don't know, that is where the name of our stamping team came from. Because back in the day, Stampin' Up! Had ink pads like these. And that's how you had to ink everything, was twist, twist, dab, dab. Unless it was something completely fine. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp it like so. And so this is the two-tone paper. You can stamp on it nicely. I'm just making sure there's even pressure on everything. I mean, if you want to go ahead and emboss it, you can go for it. Again, this is a treat that I don't know how long it's going to last. But I think we can trim this to be like trick or treat. And we can even do some tearing to make it even spooky. See, like, I'm going to test it. I'm tearing with my fingers towards me. And I'm tearing with my fingers towards me. Trick or. Now, I don't really have room on that trick to do that, so I could have stamped it on a wider piece of paper and then I might have been fine. Trick or treat. So that's kind of fun. You can do some other things. And in fact, you know what? I think we need to pull in our little pumpkin, because why not? The pumpkin can go sit on the clasp. Wouldn't that be cute? I think it'll be cute. So I think we're going to pull out, you know what? I'm going to stamp my pumpkin in orange. Stamping in orange, but I'm coloring. So let's see what this looks like. Whoa. Guess I need to clean that. Stamping in green. Well, let's pull out the orange blend. And we'll be able to tell whether or not this is, whether or not which paper this is. Apparently this is dark pumpkin pie. It's too dark for what I wanted. Oh well. So we'll do that. We're going to color the little stem. Okay, this must be Stampin' Up! Paper because nothing's bleeding. Yay. And then I am going to go in and pull in my color lifter just because I do want to change the color just slightly. I don't know if you can see that changing colors. It kind of reminds me of when we had those aqua pins growing up in the color by number. So there's that. And then I've got my little jack-o'-lantern base. And yes, he's spooky. I feel like maybe he needed to be a different color pumpkin. Just a sec. Oh, where's my cleaner? This is gonna bug me. The green pumpkin just didn't work. I don't know what I was thinking. Do not know what I was thinking. But this gives me the chance to repeat using the light pumpkin pie. Not the dark pumpkin pie. Although that dark one is actually standing out for me now. But I need a different brush. So oh, never mind. This is this. Okay, that one's garbage. That must be a reason why I bought this one, but this one seems to not be pretty right now. Okay. Now, I don't know why this is coming to mind, But I'm thinking about filling these boxes with Tootsie Rolls. Does anyone still eat Tootsie Rolls? Say yes to Tootsie Rolls if you're a Tootsie Roll eater. Okay, let's try the face one more time. Yes, this is much better, people. Much better. I could have also stamped in like Pebbled Path or Basic Gray, and that would have worked, but with the black face, the black pumpkin, doesn't that look way better? Like, you have to give me thumbs up for recognizing I needed to change that pumpkin. Okay. So, let's just give this a cutout. Now, sometimes an image by itself doesn't actually work on these little clasps, so we'll see what it looks like. I find lately that I put a punch in behind. It just gives it a little different look. How are we doing for time? I have one more project that well, two more projects. Actually, I think it's fine. Just because of everything that's there, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave this not raised. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll put dimensionals on it, but I'm not. Because it's a book that might end up going on a bookshelf, like a book of spells. I don't know. You'll have to tell me where you're going to end up putting this. I mean, if that's a thing. Okay, but I see some of you guys are using hashtag tag treat, so that's cute. Look at how stinking cute that is. Here it is here. Honestly, it probably looks better in real life. You open it up, you've got all kinds of treats. You can decorate with your designer series paper on the inside too and make it like extra special. If I have time to do that, I'll add that in and take pictures, but I just love the look. It's kind of spooky. Deborah, you say Tootsie Rolls are just okay. They're not the greatest. They're just okay. I used to know how to please one of my bosses in October because he was addicted to them. But I never met another person since then. Okay, so it's 9:14. I think I kind of have 15 minutes that I could attempt this next one. Or do I? Here's what we've made so far. We made that cute little tag. Actually, maybe I'll save that next one for next week. We'll still focus next week on Halloween treats. But maybe I'll try and incorporate some different colors. I mean, granted, Halloween is traditional. But I've got two other treats that I want to make with you. So I think this was good for now because I showed you how to make the tag treat with that little insert. But the little insert that I used to kind of to add the chocolates into was this little book. So that dimension again was 2 by 4, scored at 1 3/4 and 2 1/4. And it just turned into a cute little book using that book paper. And I'm sure you could come up with all kinds of other things. Like if you're part of a book club, could you not imagine making like a really cute book, maybe adding a little bookmark in there? I think you could do some really cute things. Yes, Sue, I'm with you as long as they're fresh. They have to be soft and chewy. So we've got our boo box. We've got our potions book. And then we have our spooky trick-or-treat book. So maybe this is all the stories, the secret stories you guys have to share with someone. I hope you enjoyed those treats or maybe inspired to make some of your own. I hope you consider joining us for Trunk or Treat. If you want more information on that or think you might want to participate by making some Halloween treats, message me or make a comment, and the deadline to do so is on the 17th, and then I will forward to everyone the final number so you know how many treats to make. So thank you for joining in again tonight. I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving, a good long weekend. I know I talked to a few of you. You guys ended up having dinners, got stuffed, ate pie, as did we. Today was turkey soup, which was so wonderful. It's the leftovers that I love. So thanks, everyone. I'm going to end it there, and we will talk to you, if not this weekend at the Holiday Stamp Camp. We will chat with you on Monday. Bye for now.